already.
The zombies are coming. The zombies are coming. The zombies are coming.
Rocky.
Holy crap!
The zombies are coming.
Creepy ass shit. All right, welcome in everybody. Welcome in. Happy Sunday. Happy June 1st. We're already halfway through this year. Thank fucking God. This year has already just sucked enough ass. I mean,
Yeah.
but it's the good part of the year is coming up because we're going to be at festivals and we got some conventions and we're going to go on road trips and see friends and families and all of that. So it is awesome.
My social battery drained.
It is already June 1st, which means it is Pride Month. So as you see, the DM will be using his Pride dice. Yay! So everyone was all like, "Oh, those are so pretty," and I'm like, "Yeah, well, wait till they do stuff to you." So so let me go ahead and collect those and put them in the DM tray. I don't know if I like this D20 because it is like larger than any other D20 I've ever seen. Cry about it. Just rolled a 17 on a roll, so that would be something bad for you guys.
That's rude.
Yeah, exactly. They're pretty dice.
I like it a lot.
All right. Well, as always, announcements. So we've extended Extra Life. We're just gonna do it for the whole year. We decided that will be our main charity for the year. So you can click the link that pops up in chat, donate to Extra Life, help out for a great cause. It helps with children's hospitals all over the United States, and especially here in Iowa, where apparently we're all gonna die. So
I mean, technically, we are all gonna die. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
your name is zombie, but that's still a form of death. I'm just saying.
Hey, I've come back from death. Okay, most of you won't get that option. But no, our lovely senator and her comment about, the cuts of Medicaid. Well, everyone's going to die eventually. Yeah, well, bitch, so are you.
Right.
I hope she shits her pants every day from here out. But,
And doesn't get any Social Security to pay for it.
I think that all politicians, once they're done being politicians, should get no severance package.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
You're not supposed to make money while serving the fucking public.
Nope.
The way it was served your term, you got paid.
Yeah, you gave up
Serve your
every
term.
source of income other than what the government gave you, and that was the end of this
And
story.
then when you got done serving,
You went and got a fucking job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you started doing speaking engagements or whatever easy money you needed to make.
Well,
It's ridiculous.
Still, with all these cuts coming to health insurance, it will affect a lot of children, especially children in need. And that's why I say Extra Life for the whole year of 2025. They will be our main charity, so please donate because those kids really need it. Those are kids who've got dealt some of the worst hands ever. And any country that cuts Medicaid or any kind of insurance for that is fucking bullshit. And I'm sorry, I will fight you over that. And I'm not talking a fight of words, I will stab you. Okay. I've been in those hospitals. I've seen those poor kids. I've seen what they go through on a daily basis. And 90% of you adults couldn't handle what these little warriors go through. So, other than that, it is Pride Month. So we are also helping out with the Trevor Project, which we're always helping out with the Trevor Project. They're always our backbone charity. They're always there in the background. And again, with the way this country is being run, it's another group that's really going to need some help here soon. So make sure, like I said, if it's $1, donate $1. That helps. It goes a long way with all the bullshit in this country. So, and if you want, you could donate any money just to me and Shebe and Az here, so we can get the fuck out of this country.
Yeah, we'll
Take
take
a lot.
free flights. I'll work for room and board. I mean, I'm a pretty decent mechanic. If you got something to work on, we can make a deal.
I'm a professional gamer, storyteller, and all of that, so I can keep you entertained for hours. Trust me, I've got that covered. But yes, for those who are like, well, if you hate this country, get out of here. Give me the money, and I will, motherfucker.
Right.
Gladly, I will load up the cats, our new dinosaur, which
Oh, nice.
it just hangs out in our living room next to the pirate ship. Yeah,
That's
it's bigger than the pirate ship. So for scale, that is it. And that is a can of air freshener. So that's to scale. That's how big that dinosaur is.
right.
Walking the dogs and seen his head poking out of a trash can. And I'm like, I walked by and I came home and I told Zombie, I'm like, hey, dinosaur, get out of here. He went for a walk.
I'm walking down the neighborhood, cane in one hand, dino in my other arm, looking like me in the morning. I'm like, yeah.
Like, I ain't fucking with that guy. Nope.
Hey, one of these days, I'm going to be walking down the street with like a big giant cat as a pet. Have it on a big leash. But other than that, so we should be back this week with finishing up Mirage, jumping into the older Assassin's Creeds and getting achievements, and then we should be starting Shadows because Shebe got me a copy of Shadows. It's on its way. It should be here sometime this week.
Nice.
And as we've talked about in my streams, which you definitely should be watching, and if you aren't, you can always watch them back on YouTube. We are starting the push for partnership with Twitch, so means we're going to be working on longer streams, different times, trying to find a better time zone for us to stream during the week. We are going to be really pushing for partnership. We are going to continually hound Ubisoft to be part of their partner program. They said no this time, but I'm very persistent, and I will send them another application on Tuesday. So they will have to eventually accept me or block me. One of the two. I will find a way. So, but that's what's going on with my streams. Shebe's streams, I can tell you, we have set out the checklist. It is sitting on her desk of things that we have to do to get her set up so she could start streaming once Hawthorne's released.
Yeah.
I know, but we've got to do a lot of stuff to set up a stream. So we might even do like a test stream. Probably we could do 7 days since it's on your computer. But we could do a test 7 days just to make sure everything's up and running. And then you'll be ready to go. And then we know Az has got things in the works, but he hasn't done anything towards it because it's summer, and Az likes summer. He likes going out and frisbee golfing and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Fishing, camping.
we'll continually check up with Az on that, but I'm predicting he will probably wait until like August, September before he starts coming back to streaming.
Maybe September.
Yeah. And unless a particularly juicy game that I wanna play and set time for, then maybe something like that could happen. Because there are a couple nights during the week that D's at the gym that I'm like, it's gonna go with hours to myself and make for a decent stream.
if you're ever like, hey, we could do some co-op. We've got co-op games we could do. I could help you out because I'm just sitting there playing video games all night, anyways.
Right.
So I am always on. So. Well, that's all the announcements. I am going to really quick go grab a drink before we start. So if you guys had any other announcements or any topics regarding our government and its relation to Taco Bell, then feel free to talk about it.
Hmm.
I normally don't get political, but I'm getting fed up, ladies and gentlemen. So
Yeah.
you fucked up when I get fed up.
So I got Dieter's SUV all set up for towing now. I did all that yesterday. And then we reserved a campsite down at Lake of the Ozarks, with big lake, southern Missouri.
Yeah,
It'll be
been
our
down
first RV park to stop at. It should be pretty cool.
the Ozarks is beautiful.
Yeah.
And there once.
This is
We went to
it's a state.
Branson. We went
Oh, yeah.
through.
Right. The I think the goal this year is we're gonna try to hit every state campground we can, because they're taking advanced reservations, so you can just be like, oh, we're gonna be here in a month. They'll be like, cool, it's yours, just come get it. And the most expensive state RV park that we'd stay at with hookups was like $35 a night, and I'm like, fuck, even if it's in the middle of nowhere, $30 is awesome. So
Have a book. All of the national. I had a dream.
yeah.
It just never came to fruition. Was to travel to all these different and how to be outdated. Still have.
Right. National parks gets tricky because they offer reservations as well, and if it's like if it's Yellowstone, it's like you ain't getting there this year, kind of a deal. Like Yellowstone's out at least a year, if not more.
And I think this book told you about other places nearby.
Mm,
Get into
right. That would be cool.
because I was always looking for the cheap
Right.
free little one.
Yeah, I ended up buying a book from Missouri that was called like Off the Beaten Path. It was mainly for boondocking, but the campgrounds are still nice enough that the guy just paid. This is exactly like you said. It was like, here's the park you want to go to. Here's an RV park a half mile away that's a third of the price, twice as nice, and nobody knows about it yet. It probably do now that he published his fucking book, but
All right, well, the one I was telling you about here that has the lake and everything, where you would be able to go swimming and camping if you guys came up.
yeah,
It's according to this, it's anywhere between $11 to $26 a night.
nice.
Yeah, so
And what's the name of that one?
West Lake.
West Lake. I will look it up.
Yeah, I can send you a link on it in Discord later if I
Okay.
remember. If I don't remember,
I
write
have
me a
it
message and
written
be like,
down in my notes, which if I check these notes again today, that'd be cool.
so
I read
next
through them this
Sunday.
morning so I could remember what the heck we were doing. But
I was say next Sunday when you're checking through your notes, you're like, "Fuck! I was supposed to look at this."
right, that's pretty much exactly how it works.
Don't worry, I'll make sure mental note myself right now 3 times, 3 times, 3 times. Okay, it's in there.
Right. What do they call that? Shit. There it went. Oh, that was quick. The kind of out of sight, out of mind attitude of ADHD, where if something's just you don't see it for a while, it's officially dead to you, kind of a deal.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah. That's kind of how the world is to me.
Right.
It only exists when I see it. It's like everything's like,
Or
Toy Story. When I'm not in the room, the whole world just falls down and doesn't move. But when I come back
or
out, it moves.
well, I mean, there's a not psychological, philosophical theory that everything's a simulation anyway. So if you're the main character, it's your simulation. None of that shit happens when you're not looking at it. So
If the world is a simulation, and I'm not going to discount that theory at all because stranger things have happened. I want to know who programmed that simulation so I can kick them in the dick or vagina for the stats they rolled for me. Okay. There should be some changes. I should have got some buffs. I feel a lot less negative modifiers should have been applied, but that's just me, and I feel like we're gonna have words when I get to that spot where I find out who programmed this.
so you're thinking of it like a hero sim, and I'm thinking of it like The Sims, where
The
like
Sims.
the guy that's running the game puts people in pool and gets rid of the ladder. It's like, oh, this is fucking great. I'm like,
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
thinking of that
no,
too.
this
But
whole thing's a fucking
if you go
simulation.
into the Sims creator on the Sims, you can actually adjust their hunger, their thoughts, all those stats. So I'm gonna say if we're thinking of it like that, where they actually had the little sim creator with the sliders bars, someone fucked my slider bars up.
Mm,
So
maybe he gets off on physical humiliation or something. I don't know.
well, don't we all?
Maybe that's the video game du jour of what alien life forms running our simulation.
Look, there are aliens. Believe they're not aliens. Breeds are special because we can't be the only life form out here on this entire galaxy.
No,
But I'm telling you right now, they use our area as the no-go. That's like, when you're driving through downtown LA, they're like, yeah, you stay away from that. That is Earth.
right.
They're like, you stay away from that whole section, that dark area
Was
there.
it
That's
you
Earth.
that sent me the meme about the aliens talking about Earth like it was the purgatory planet they put Adam and Eve because they were the most destructive thing
It
on in
might have
the
been me. I
universe?
have seen that. I have seen
Yeah,
that.
it's like, oh, well, they just died, right? We just left them naked on a planet. It's like, no, they've ruined that planet. There's 7 billion of them. It's like, fuck. Like we are the aliens, the Ripley aliens. Like
Yeah.
we are the most destructive force in this fucking universe.
I would believe it. All right. And speaking of destructive forces, let's continue off where you guys were. So, you guys figured out the door puzzle.
It was so difficult.
Yeah, yeah.
With our mental capacities combined, we were like, what? What do you mean it doesn't open?
I gave you guys 5 doors. 5. 4 of those doors, literally, a stiff breeze opened them. There was half the puzzle sitting on a desk that only had 2 other items. I mean, I couldn't make that one any easier. And that was all for you, Az, because you had asked for something easy once in a while.
He just wanted to get us into the dungeon. Then he's going to lock the door
Yeah.
behind us.
Right.
There's a 42-page instruction manual to open this door. Roll
Okay,
to
you gotta
read.
stop reading the DM notes. No, so as the metal door started to rise, you hear that deep metallic chunk noise of gears and chains of pulleys moving all through the walls. We got to where the door was just about eye light with our small halfling here, and that's where we ended. So we pick up, the door continues up slowly. There's dust coming down the side as it up. It gets as tall as Tercel, goes up a little bit higher, and then it stops. Doesn't go all the way up into the recession. Yeah. Well, for you guys, it's just complete pitch black. Can't see anything. You do feel a very cold but stale air, like drifting up to the new opening as the flow of air kind of comes up towards you guys. Doesn't smell like rotting flesh or anything evil like that. It's just old air. definitely this place has been sealed for several months now. How would you like to begin?
Well, I'll produce flame.
All right. All right. So ahead of you, you see that there is from the doorway it leads out. There are two paths off to the side where there's solid earthen wall. You guys are clearly inside the mountain. The floor is carved stone. And all around this area here, in front of you guys, is railing. You can't see over here or over here. You just see it goes off that way, but there's a railing. But then right here, you notice that it just ends. You can't see down. Like it doesn't go past there. The wall, the railing's open, but there's nothing beyond that.
Railings like hand railings or rails like on the floor
They're about
for
3 foot tall stone hand railings, intricately carved. They're made out of the same stone as the floor and the everything around you, basically.
appraising them. Are they dwarven or are they older than?
They appear to be of a dwarven construction, kind of what you've seen with the rest of the small building that you were just in. Again, you guys aren't 100% familiar with dwarven stuff, but you've seen enough of it that you kind of can say, yes, this is dwarven constructed.
And then doing the maid's white glove test, the quite a bit of dust, untouched for years, kind of a situation.
Not years, but definitely months.
Okay.
Just like everything else, it's definitely been at least 3 or 4 months since something's been in here.
All right.
Do I
Leave
see
it
any
to the
wall sconces?
DMG.
What'd you say?
Do I see any wall sconces?
Yes, there are
Along the
there is right here in the wall. Slide your guys forward. Right here, because this is the door you guys came in. Right here's one, and right here's one. And you notice right here and right here are two very large braziers.
I will throw fire one brazier.
Which one? Okay, so this is on fire then. All right, so as that fire hit lights up, you see that beyond the railing, it just goes on and on. Just blackness. There's the walls on the sides keep going, but it's straight in front of you, it's just blackness. And you see where the railing is around the braziers, it ends, but there's nothing beyond that.
Drama.
From where you're standing, you can't see down it or around it.
What's our ceiling situation like? Is it super tall or?
At this point, I would say the cap of the ceiling from where you guys are on the floor is probably about 25 feet above you. And you notice that it goes from carved stone, where they've like reinforced along some of the areas, to the natural mountain.
I will cast Pass Without Trace.
Oh, thank you.
Very watch for traps.
All right.
See if I see any.
Give me an
Pressure
investigation roll
plates.
then.
13.
In investigation.
Investigate.
6. It's very dust covered floor. More so than the other room you guys were in. And that could be because of it's not been in use for a few months, but also because from what you guys have kind of figured, this is a mining area. So there was a lot of dirt and dust already in this area. So it's got a pretty good layer of dusty dirt on the stone.
So with my 6, I don't see any brush.
No, you're not getting any specials. Okay, you got a 6. You know there's dirt on the stone floor. It's definitely mining dirt in combination of just nothing being through here dirt.
So would
Bernard says, I
Tercel
got
have
this. And he
would
rolls
Tercel have
a
any
rock.
idea, like, on typically on mining operations, like, is this a setup pretty typical of I think we saw iron ore, so like an iron mine, like, would it be going straight in to get to a vein, or would he have any knowledge of that?
Let's see. Let's roll a knowledge roll. And I'll give you a +2 because of your war travels.
So 15 plus 4 for wisdom would be 19 plus 2 for 21.
21. You know that this is a more elaborate mine. This doesn't look like it was just a short-term operation. But you don't see much mining stuff. Like I said, you only see that this is kind of what almost looks like a balcony. And like I said, there's 2 paths off to each side. You really can't tell where you are in the mining operation at all. If this is just a glorified entryway, you don't know. You've seen some in your travels, and yeah, this is definitely a little more extravagant than you've seen.
Let's see. This doesn't look like the ramshackle mines I've seen. Usually they're just tearing shit up and getting to whatever makes money. This is
Or
pretty.
temple-ish.
Yeah, this is looking pretty intentional.
I agree. Bernard, he's just like, I got this. One of his rocks. Tosses down.
What, to the edge of the balcony there by the scones?
Going forward, just rolling it.
Point on the map where you
Get it.
touch.
Huh?
So just straight forward.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no, because there's walkways on both sides. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know if you're trying to roll one to the left or to the right. So, all right. Give me a just D20 roll. It's a 1. Yeah, he in his cockiness about rolling rocks, he just drops it on his foot and he takes
Crap.
1 point of damage.
About right. Should have worn steel toe boots. So Terso will use his light on his mace trick and just poke my head around one corner and the other corner of those side walkways to see if they look like maybe they go down later than what we see, or
So from about here where you'd be poking your head around here. So about 50 feet down, you see that it's the mountain wall is right there. You see that this is all a railing and this is blackness.
so that like piques Tersel's military history of having a height advantage potentially, and he'll motion to Sarah, be like, I'm gonna go to the end of this hallway and see if I can see over the edge before we walk into what could be a trap or
Your footings. Lost your
Yeah.
pass without a trace.
Oh,
More
right.
than 30.
And we decided if I leave that circle, I can't get it back again.
Not unless you're recast.
Okay. Well, what can I do to make light? I guess I could. Is there anything, any sconces or anything I could target with my light spell to illuminate down that hallway?
I'd say there's probably one right here, and right there.
That was the
What's
last
the range
time I
of my light spell?
well, I could use the higher.
Oh, it's a touch spell. That ain't gonna work.
Use a higher slot for a
Yes.
skill.
Yeah, you can waste a level 2 slot to cast a level 1 spell.
Yeah, I'm just sticking for. I'll go to the other side and make sure that it's like he's assuming it's dwarven construction is probably symmetrical, but I'll go to the other path and look down it, and make sure that it's.
You making sure?
Yeah, I'm OCD, so yes. Yeah, it's basically the exact same. Goes down 50 feet. Then it reaches the mountain, like walling area there. Railing on the side, scones placements are exactly identical as the other side.
It is darkness. Unnatural.
No, it's just dark as fuck.
Carefully, I will walk ahead. I will light the other brazier.
All right. As you get up to close to lighting the other brazier, you notice that this balcony, it does end here, but there are stairs leading down. And on the stairs are two-sided, and in the middle of it is a rail for like a cart system.
So this is a walkway, the rail.
Yeah, so no, this is a step, that's a step, and it
Right.
continues into the darkness, and this is the railing that a mine cart goes down.
How steep?
It goes deep into the darkness. You can't tell how low. It's at a normal angle. So not like it's like it's just at probably a 17-degree angle.
So the side things are probably like for the dwarven managers to watch the boys as they came up top. So Tursel's going to kind of relax on the exploring the side passages for now. But militarily, he's going to remember that there's, yeah. And I'll approach the staircase and appraise that situation.
What are your people doing during all this time, guys? You have Doggo, 2 people. You have 3 people.
Where we told them to.
Yeah, I imagine the boys. BA's being BA, and he's not afraid of nothing. But the other two are looking a little nervous. They're kind of freaked out after somebody got stolen out of them, and maybe they're starting to listen to the hype of the curse. And so I'd say they're pretty much where they are. They're kind of clustered. They're kind of trying to look cool, but they're following orders and getting out of the way at the moment.
An ardor got the rock.
All right. So, Turtle, give me an investigation roll then.
7.
7. All right. So, yeah, your mace is still being lit, gives you a little bit more light. You do see that these stairs seem to go down along with the railing. you can't see where they bottom out at. Your light doesn't provide enough in that area. But they do look like they're very well traveled stairs. They're stone, intricately carved. The railing for the minecart is very good iron construction. You notice that there is a mechanism in the bottom of the very top part of it that looks like a hook mechanism that would have pulled up a cart from the depths. So people didn't have to push the carts up these.
So the mechanism that would that be like a pulley setup? Is there some kind of rope or chain involved, or is it just
From
the
what
hook
you can
to?
see, all you can really see and tell with that low of a roll is a hook system that's there. You can't see the full mechanism of how it ran.
Can I just give that hook a jangle and see if it's loose or if it's rigid?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't like that. Go ahead. That sounded like yeah. Fuck around and find out. Uh, what am I rolling? Sorry.
Strength.
Strength be 16 plus 1 for 17.
Yeah, you give it a good old yank, and all of a sudden it kicks on, and you notice that the hook flips underneath the ground, and this chain starts coming up with another hook on it that flips underneath the ground, and it just continually does that. So think of like a rubber band system with hooks every so often, and it's just on a giant pulley system, but you don't know how far down it is at the very bottom, and you can't see
And
where
it's
it's going under. You just see that the hook goes, "Floop," and
so
then
it got a
Like,
little inertia and started moving on its own, or is it somehow does
whatever
it
you
feel
did
like
when you pulled it caused it to activate.
damn?
hit yourself.
But it looked cool. I
Oh,
wanted to touch it.
and it is not quiet either. It is ka-goom, 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 as its wheels are turning in a chain rattling, metal on metal clanks, and it's
Somebody
echoed.
going
It is echoing through this whole chamber. So,
I,
fool of a
you
two.
know, full of a toque. I saw a chain. It looked cool. I was thinking maybe we could use it to come back up later. We don't have to climb these stupid stairs. Which,
and make it back up. Oh, might as well go
um,
down.
is there anything we can do to stop this thing? Probably not. Is there any kind of look like any kind of controls or a giant lever that says stop on it? Or no, of course not.
No,
But
you
they
don't
drag
see any levers or mechanisms right there.
All right. Well, shit.
by hearing anything like sound like it's coming up.
Oh yeah, you're hearing the chains and the metal and the stone. At the moment, no, you don't hear or see any carts coming up.
We didn't. Were there any cards in the previous room at all?
Uh, they were all gone.
Okay.
Just boxes.
Yeah.
Which off camera, I did tell Sarah what pyrite is used for in a mining expedition, since she was questioning it. Remember, I told you what fool's gold is used for? Pyrite is used for. All right, so out of game, and actually, Tercel, you might know this because it would be a military knowledge. Actually, pyrite is ground up and used to help make sulfur to make gunpowder.
Hmm.
So, because she was questioning why there was a box of fool's gold and it was
Right.
stored. Well, there's your reason why. It's actually a component. So,
Hmm. Um,
Oh, say we go down. I'm being quiet now.
right. Touch one object large until it's fell in 20-foot radius. Hey, DM.
A player.
Could I cast my light spell on one of the hooks and let it go away? Would it stay lit long enough to see it coming back up?
Two things. What's the duration of the light spell?
Duration is 1 hour.
1 hour. Okay. And is there a radius range type situation where you have like, uh pass without a trace where you have to be within so many feet to keep the spell active?
So touch with an object no larger than 10 feet. I'd assume these are links, so I'd just choose like a hook link or whatever. Till the
Yeah.
spell ends, object sheds bright light in a 20-foot radius and dim light for an additional 20 feet.
Yeah,
The
I'll
spell
allow it.
ends
I'll
if you
allow it.
cast it again or dismiss it. Okay,
I'll allow
so
it.
as a hook comes up, I'm gonna touch it, cast light, and explain to Sarah, like, I mean, if we see this thing coming up, we get some idea. I don't
Big it
know how to
is.
do math, but some idea of how far down the staircase we're going to see this thing coming around again.
All right. So this will be 3 turns of this will equal how long that spell lasts, probably. So,
Okay.
Try to keep it.
I mean, if
so you
if
cast
if
it.
whatever is going to kill us isn't hearing this shit, I don't think a little light bulb's going to freak it out any.
Well, you cast it, and yeah, the section goes underneath. You can't see any more light. Machine still just tonk, tonk, tonk
So if we
noises.
see that light coming back up, hopefully it'll start a link. Otherwise, we're in a lot of trouble. We're already in a lot of trouble, but
Yeah. All right. I tell Wayne and Menard and come on, let's go.
All right, so you guys gonna go down each side of the stairs?
are we worried about a guard situation? Do we want to leave anybody up here? I mean, we haven't seen anything alive yet, other than whatever stole one of your boys.
And I don't want to leave them.
Maybe we'll just all stick together. That sounds like a very Scooby Doo thing to do.
We're going to be on separate sides.
Yeah, that's probably a
Well,
good idea.
so it's this. There's stairs. Then it's about, let's say, roughly 5 feet. It's a little smaller than 5 feet for where the cart track is, and then the other stairs. It's all one big piece. It's just you're going to be separated by a train track, basically.
Right.
So, well, I'm just saying that way you guys can clearly see that it is all connected. It's not going to be separated. You'll be within 5 feet of each other, so it's not splitting the party or anything.
I can
Um,
traverse over if I needed to.
You would have a little bit of problems being so small. The train tracks, it'd be like Lily trying to step over a train track. You might have a hazardous step, but everyone else would be okay.
I'll just jump on Negan's back.
There
and
you go.
Just jump
would
it.
our boys have torches?
They do.
Okay. Do we want to go in fully lit up?
Absolutely. We can't get much more noticeable than we are right.
Yeah, I've already jumped that shark. So yeah, I'd say I'm gonna get my torch out definitely, and then we'll have the boys light, or my three will light up as well.
All right. So as you guys traverse down the stairs, and this is just going to be flat just for purposes. So you guys are going to make it down the stairs here. You're going to get to a landing. And at the landing, you see that there's another set of stairs. There's stone here, there's stone here.
Stone or Grazer?
Razor. Yeah. Remember, the railroad track is still going through the center.
Yeah.
There is. So underneath now, where you guys are, you see that the stone walkway that you were looking at, Tercel, there are pillars that come down, and you can look back, and there's about 70 feet, because as you're going down, it's getting wider in the mountain. There's walkways, and all along those walkways are various stalls There are various tables. There are different areas set up. You can see there looks like a eating area. And these pillars go up to that walkway and act as a roof. And then there's the walkway. So basically, you're kind of like in an open market on this level.
So, and this, how far have we gone down?
You've gone down about 30 feet.
And have you seen the glowing?
Nope.
I'll station Leonard to watch for glowing hook.
All right, put him
I'll
where you want
go
him.
around.
Put Leonard where you want him. Okay. And then where are you going to go?
I want to search around.
All
You
right.
said that there were different stalls.
Yeah, I'd do the same thing.
You guys going to go on the same side or are you going to go opposite sides?
I'll go opposite sides
All right.
just to make it interesting.
14.
So this landing connects to those walkways up top, or they're underneath the walkways?
They're underneath.
Okay.
So this is actually underground here. So
All right.
yeah, so basically, the way to describe it that like all right, so here was where you guys were. That walkway you were looking down, there's pillars off to the side of it, and then there's the next level. So think of a mall, a two-story mall. You guys were up on the second floor of the mall. There's the railings. You went downstairs, and then you're on another level, and there's shops. But in this case, it's just stalls and tables and chairs, some chests, some crates, barrels, those kind of things, just strewn all the way around. Just kind of randomly chucking things into the environment.
No order.
Well, there's reason for a chaos.
So
So
I
yeah,
rolled a
Tercel.
14.
Sorry.
Quick investigation.
All right, so you're gonna go this way.
Right, but
I know. And then Tercel's gonna go left.
do you leave anyone with Leonard?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
Believe
sure Leonard
Hannibal.
is capable of noticing a glowing hook.
All right, so we'll put you guys are leaving 1 sentry each. Got
Yeah,
it.
we'll leave Hannibal
also-
back with his post-concussion protocol. So, investigations. Dirty 20.
So yeah, as you come around the corner, Tercel, the first area you see there is an overturned table. There are broken pieces of pottery. They almost look like plates, maybe some kind of jug that held a liquid. There are a couple copper-looking cups that are on the ground. You see that there are looks like the remains of a chair that's just been shattered. There is a booth right by this chair, and hanging from it is very, very dried meat. Definitely has been hanging there for a while now. The counter is covered with dust. The table, everything is covered with deep dirt and dust. But you don't see any movement markings. Nothing has come through this area, this stall area, in at least a few months either.
So shattered table and stuff. Does it look like moved out of the way, shattered, or like something crashed on it, shattered? Like, what is the
Roll a
nature of this
perception.
shattering?
Roll a perception check.
Using my shatter proficiency. Oh, that is a natural 20.
It does very much look more like a scene of panic, as though things were knocked over as people were trying to get away from something. It You've seen this before in battles and cities when wars have broke out, how there is a difference when people are running and shit gets knocked over, as where people are knocking shit over to make it a fence or use as a weapon.
Right.
So, and this is clearly the people were trying to get away from something.
Got it.
My investigation.
14?
Yeah, 11 plus 3.
All right, so yeah, as you turn the corner, you come around an area where there is a huge pile of debris. There is broken mining gear. There is one cart, metal cart, flipped over. There are boxes just piled and thrown on top of each other, sacks thrown on there. All of it's covered in the same dust as everything else.
And I'm like, this is something familiar to the one pile of. I just want to make sure that whatever hole it's covering is still covered.
Roll an investigation for a hole, a specific investigation.
That is a 16 plus 3.
You poke around, trying not to move anything just in case it may cave in on you. You don't see that there's any grates or holes under this. This is just a pile of stuff hastily thrown together in this area.
Great. That's when
All right.
if there's anything. Oh,
Have her roll a perception check.
put in stuff. That's 17.
As she starts looking through the stuff, you see her kind of pull back really quick and look at her hands and kind of sniff them. And she tells you that this stuff is covered in dwarven oil. It's not going to blow, but it's highly flammable.
Right. I'm sure there might be some.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of dust in there. There's dust everywhere.
I'm talking more about combustible.
Oh, black powder? She didn't even get to see if that, because as soon as she saw the dwarven oil, she pulled her hand up because you can't wipe dwarven oil off easily. It actually smears. So, till you guys pour some water on her hands and wash it, her hand could actually
Say just
water can wash it off, but until you do that.
I will take my can.
Okay. All right. Tercel, what are you doing at this time?
I guess we'll go a little further. Just get if anything worth salvaging. Otherwise, we're pretty much given up on it as a worth investigating. Just people were obviously just fleeing this place as quick as humanly possible, or manly possible, whatever.
All right. Well, as you start to move closer this way, you notice so there's this area over here, which is exactly under where you guys were when you came in. And there's no braziers in this area. Instead, what you see is there's a pillar here and a pillar here. They're going to be the same size, but I don't have two same size pieces. So there's these pillars here and here. You can tell that there is a room behind this area. You can't see the doors or anything because the corners. So, but you can kind of see from where you are, but looking around the pillar, that there does look to be a room in that center section.
We travel over it or under it?
Over it. Because this is underneath you guys.
So the stairs
Here.
stuff are going like this.
So you guys were up here. The stairs are going down like that.
Okay.
So
Is it pretty open air between me and Sarah, or is the stone walkway?
So the way it is from the railing, there is blackness as it's just open, and you can see the stairs that you guys walk down, and then you can see the other railing across from it,
Torches.
and you see a little bitty light kind of going, and then you see a big doggo, and then you see a human carrying a torch. You could definitely try to scream across it, because again, It's echoing the noise of the conveyor belt system going on right now.
I've been
Um,
getting a
I think
migraine.
like in unison we'll do some kind of like torch waving activity just to kind of maybe get a little attention, but then we're just gonna assume that that worked and investigate the room or check the door first and look for anything interesting in
Like I
front
said,
of
you
it.
don't
I
know if
have
there's a door.
Oh,
You'd
we're
have to
gonna
go.
approach the room, whatever.
Okay. So yeah, you guys continue past all of the stuff here, and then you come around, you turn the corner, and yes, there is a door right here. So the walls are the same carved stone. You notice that there are on both sides of the door frame, there is a small opening with three little slats in it.
I've gone down looking at
So you got the
the
same?
other stalls.
Oh, okay. So you're just here?
Yeah,
Okay.
I see them waving. I'm like, okay, they must be. I didn't hear screaming.
Probably can't hear shit actually.
Roll an investigation then.
So 50.
15. Yeah, you come across this next stall here. There are probably about 40 broken vials just spewed across the countertop, the ground. There's a chest that's knocked over where there's broken bottles in it. All the contents have dried up, um, but you could tell that most of these were probably healing potions.
Motherfucker.
Probably about 200 in total is destroyed.
All of them broken.
All of them broken.
Nothing so.
No, nothing is solid.
What if we scraped the wood off, smoked it?
Over there.
Make it
Hey.
real fine.
Okay, crackheads.
Healing. A healing ball.
Yeah, it's not going to work that way.
So upset. I'll continue on.
All right. So as you come up close to this last little area where there's booth, you can see that as the corner goes around, there's a door.
What's his
Hey
second?
Shay, can you adjust the camera for me? Like, perfect.
They're really a bring out.
I don't know. Roll an investigation.
14 trees.
Yes. As you turn around, you do see that there is a barrel, and unlike everything else here, this one has still got some liquid dripping out of it. It is a very dark liquid and very potent smelling.
Oil.
Roll a wisdom check.
Was 4.
No, this does not smell like dwarven oil, but it does have a very familiar smell. No, it is not an alcoholic smell. It is definitely a chemical smell. You have smelt this one time before in the Wizard's Tower back at the castle. This is known as dragon's oil. It is a refined dwarven oil. It is used for high heat smelting. And it is not only flammable, but explosive, all on its own.
There's a door closed.
Yes.
Alright, Quinn, Deacon, go. As far as I can. Oh,
All right. Roll a d20 dexterity throw.
hang on, breath.
Oh yeah, they did. I'm not saying they didn't. I'm just saying it says it's a range attack. You're throwing something, so it'd be range attack. So do whatever you
Can
want.
I see it?
Huh?
How much can I see it?
If
from
you
away?
were to be about here, you'd still have line of sight with it.
Like farther, I would
No.
use my arrow.
All right.
Have fire arrow. That's
We're gonna take a break here for a minute, and when we come back, we shall see how this plays out.
Oh god. He's gonna go research what the area of effect explosion is on a small bunch of TNT.
I'm tired of doors.
Girl?
Chicken. It was a Oh, God. Something tells me that Ash was looking at the.
Uh, so on D&D Beyond, I don't have a profile pic for Tercel, so I got to one of those fantasy AI art generators, and for the text prompt I put alcoholic human cleric, and the first image that popped up is the most pope looking cleric you've ever seen in your life, just like. So I tried like middle-aged human cleric, and then it's like a guy with a rough beard, and it looks like, yeah, that's definitely the alcoholic. The other guy is just the pope. Like, I'm not sure what AI is trying to tell me right now, but that cracked me up a little bit.
Ah,
Hopefully,
He's
all
from
right.
Chicago. I bet he knows something or two about deep dish.
All right. So when we left off, Sarah cocked an arrow, shot it towards the barrel, hitting the barrel. At this point, I want you to roll dexterity save. So 18.
18.
Yeah. All right. At the same time, Tercel, you're standing on the other side of this door. You and your companions are standing there looking at it. All of a sudden, I want you three to roll a dexterity save
Oh, fuck me.
for each one of them.
All right, me first. That is a nat one.
Oh no!
Who do I have? I got BA and face. Face will be green. BA got a 14. Face got a 13.
Okay. Well, this is what happens, ladies and gentlemen. Just so you know, we will be back next Sunday
With all new characters.
Your arrow hits the barrel. There's this little poof of fire on the tip of the arrow. And when it hits that barrel, that little poof, fireball. This door shoots inwards. The fire and force shoots this way. Tercel in front of the door gets smashed by the door into the wall here.
Oh no!
These two here get smashed by the explosion as everything comes outwards. You get the backfire of it, dodging but still getting hit by it. So, allow me to give everyone their damage. All right.
Just say
Bada boom.
Sarah, you take 14 damage. Ursel, I'm going to save you for last. All right. So which one is... Okay, Grace, I love you, but you got to stop. Trying to... There we go. So which one do you want to be who there of your companions?
We'll put BA on the right side and face on the left.
So
BA,
BA?
yeah, be more
Okay.
blue. And
So BA... 16 damage as the concussive force blasts out and slams him to the ground. Chunks of door, mortar smashing into him. Your other guy will take 11, 12, 14 damage and roll another dexterity save.
that is a 2.
He gets knocked over the railing does not catch hold of the railing, and falls.
He had a good dexterity roll.
No, that for the saving throw of what happens when he gets hit, he falls off the railing into the darkness. He is gone.
All right.
Now, Tercel. Let's see, that's 22, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 31 damage as you are slammed to the wall, a door pressing into you, pinning you to that wall. Fire licks around you and burns you too.
Excuse me. Sounds about right. I saw the movie Backraft. I know this happens.
Okay, now for the real fun. So, as you all get up, you hear a deep groaning.
Out of the frying pan into the fryer. What was that?
This room that you just basically detonated starts to cave in. You guys are going to do a run from where you are to the stairwell. So, we'll start with Sarah. Yeah, those two are good. That's why I'm not saying I'm talking to you, Sarah. You're going to run. So, what is your movement?
25.
25 feet. Okay.
Use
Well, this isn't combat, but it's just 25 feet because each roll, we'll see if you make it your full length of the roll. So you roll a d20.
wild shape.
Okay.
My go-to is direwolf.
All right. So what is the movement then for a dire wolf?
Air movement. 50 feet.
50 feet. So 2, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So you're going to do one roll to see if you make it the whole 50 feet. You have to get 16 or higher. There's no add-ons to this. It's just a straight roll. What'd you get?
11.
11. So you're able to make it to about here, but the shaking and everything, stuff is falling down. You trip, get back up. So you're about halfway there. All right, Tercel, you and your remaining companion both have stood up. What is your movement speed?
30 feet.
30 feet. So same deal. You roll a d20 and you got to get above a 16 to do a full 30 feet.
11.
11. So about the same thing. You make it about halfway. You trip, get back up. So that's the end of your movement. Do it again for the human. Humans, though, is 25 feet.
Oh, shit. 19 for old BA Baracus.
Oh, yeah. So he 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He gets right
Yeah.
to where you are. He stops to help him pick you up. Okay. So Sarah.
He's like screaming down, like, "Face, we'll come get you, fool."
Sarah, back to you. You take about 2 steps. Another explosion comes off and knocks you on the ground. You take 4 damage, and you are prone, so your movement will be half for the next attempt. Yeah. All right, Tercel.
All right. I rolled a 13. BA rolled a 6.
All right. So both of you, same kind of deal. That secondary explosion knocks you both down. You both take 4 damage. You wearily get up. All right,
BA's
Sarah.
a little rough.
Hello, Arno and Blue Portal.
Go back. Man.
Let's call you Blue Portal.
Hello, welcome in. I don't have a chat screen, so I can't see who's in.
Oh, it's a bot.
Oh, hello, bot. Welcome in, bots. My favorite. Bot.
You're just
If you're a real person, donate to the Trevor Project right now.
$1. It's one of the government bots. Since I called out Taco. All right, sir. You get up. Give me another roll. See if you make it to the edge where everybody else is.
Up and run. 10.
10. So you're getting closer. I'm gonna say these two had already moved over to the off of this section, closer to that.
Bernard's like, what the?
You make it to about there, where you're right by this. This now is all on fire. The explosion has started this on fire. It explodes, knocking you into here. You take 10 damage as you are slammed against the wall and onto the ground. You are safe, though, on the landing now. All right. Tercel.
Golf balls trying to put out.
Oh my fucking god. So I rolled a nat 1, BA rolled a 10.
All right, so BA takes off running, gets about here as the fire is shooting across, gets hit by it, falls, like he dives to the ground to not get hit, but still gets a little burn. He takes 4 damage.
BA
You
is
on the other hand, start to run, trip over your own foot. You take 2 damage from the fall, but you successfully, because you fell, you do not get burned at all. So it kind of saved your ass, actually. So then you get back up. Sarah, you are with the group, so you don't need to roll this turn. BA is unconscious. Tercel, you get up. You have 1, 2, 3. Yeah. You need to make a 16 roll to make it to the thing. But if you roll 18 or higher with a dexterity bonus added to it, you are able to pick up Baraka and drag him with you.
All right. So regardless if I roll this, he's going to help BA whether or not he moves any further or not. So
Well, yeah. But I'm saying is like in one move you can run, pick him up, and drag him.
oh, okay.
You have to get higher than an 18.
Leaving BA behind is not an option.
No,
I just want
no.
to be really clear about
If you
that.
just get a 16, you'll make it to BA and then pick
Okay.
him up, and then you'll have to do another roll. But I'm saying you
That
can do it all in
is-
one move.
That is a 6 plus 2 if we're doing dex.
Yeah, so you make it to BA and you're helping him up, and then give me another roll. And since you're so close, you just have to be a 14 at this point.
That is a 3.
Okay, give me another roll. And at this point, if you could make it a 6. Well, right now, because there's still fire going on.
I'm gonna throw this green die out the fucking window. That is a 2.
Okay, so
Like,
yeah,
is it counting down? Is it? I'm gonna roll this just to roll it.
You-
and
you
if
do
it rolls
take-
a 1, this die is cursed, and I'm never rolling it again. Okay, it wasn't a 1, so
you do take 1 damage though, as some fire shoots around both of you.
that's fine. This is
You round
ridiculous.
that final corner. Give me one last roll.
Fucking green die.
Pull
All right,
together.
that's a 12.
Okay, because you had to beat a 3 at this point. All right, so you drag BA. You guys all get to the rally. As you're all gathered there, I would like you all to roll a perception check.
Can you adjust the camera for me again, please? Thank you. All right, green die is retired. You
I've got
can
one.
go
that's
into the
shields.
paint display of shame. I rolled a 3.
Perception?
Oh, I guess I have bonuses. I
Perception.
rolled a
Perception.
22.
7 perception for me.
All right. So Tercel, you see that Sarah has made it until the other 2 party members of hers that were over there.
Sarah.
Sarah is very singed looking, bruised. She is coming out of her wild shape form at this point.
Oh, am I?
Are you? I'm asking. If not, he's seen a dog that has burning fur.
Direwolves. He's gonna assume the one is
Okay,
as
so
he's
you
coming
see a
around.
dire wolf that's beat up and burned, and then you see
Really?
Nika just sitting there.
Sarah, I was so fucking safe. I was looking for traps and everything, and this door just fucking exploded in my face, man. Like,
Well,
are you,
Sarah, as you're looking around, you can see. So the wall here has blown out from this room, and what you guys see back behind that wall, as it's slowly melting away,
Treasure.
is about 40 chests of gold. You see little glass vials that are popping from the immense heat in there that were about probably 600 healing potions.
Sure, they were.
And you
I see those notes where that actually carried all of that shit.
and most of all, what you see is the burning body of Pute.
No!
Yeah.
Is he screaming at all?
Oh no, he's dead. He's beyond dead. He's a crispy critter at this point.
I killed them all. Fuck. I whimper as I come out of wild shape.
And as you come out wild shape and whimper, you guys see a light come up the stairs.
oh, the timing.
Bernard's like, hey, light, light.
Tersel's not going to be noticing shit. I'm going to do whatever I need to do to get BA back on his feet.
I'm going.
Healing potions, healing spells would do that.
I'll go ahead. I'm scared about how few slots I have right now. So I'll use a healing pot in my overall doctor
Okay.
abilities.
Now, this is a little side break from the game. So, when it comes to healing potions, there is great debate about giving them to an unconscious person.
God.
Okay, so there are many schools of thoughts. One, it doesn't matter; they won't choke. Two, they will choke, but just pouring it on them will heal them. Baldur's Gate 3 style, whipping a bottle at them while they're laying down, bam, they magically stand up. Or there's the zombie at home game version where it has to be administered through any other orifice.
Oh
I
my.
will allow my players to decide right now, and I think we may have already done this once, but I'm going to go ahead and make sure you guys are on the same page. What is your thoughts on healing potion administration? Do you guys believe that if it's poured on them, it works? Or if they drink it even unconscious, they won't choke? Or do they, like her boy, Shebe's boys did, they were ramming it up Putang's butt every time? And I'm talking every time. That poor kid had about 40 of them rammed up his ass before his character died.
I'm okay with pouring on them, especially if it's open wounds.
Okay. I will let my players decide on this if you guys agree.
Yeah, right. It's magical Robitussin, so I don't think it. I think it can be a little bit open minded to how it's applied, and I'm definitely not doing BA butt stuff. Is all I'm saying.
You get shot Robitussin on it.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I'll accept that. Like I said, I will let you players. That's how I did it here. Was I let the players here decide, and they decided that they wanted to ram the bottle up their brother's ass continually. So
man. that explains a lot. It really
it does.
Right, but I'm going to drink potion.
Okay.
I have 4 of them. I'm going to drink one.
Okay. So 8d4 plus 8, so
5. So BA got 7 HP.
Okay. So yeah, he's back to conscious. He's very hurt though.
Oh yeah, I'm down D20. I was like, I'm missing a die. Like, yeah,
No, you're
there's
not
a
missing
reason
it.
for that. Like, yeah, that die is condemned. And
I gave you an 8d4 plus 8 healing.
God damn.
Yeah, these are super
It was a
potions.
superior.
Oh yeah.
And regular.
5, 9, 14,
Hello, Cardinal.
20. Awesome. +4, so 24. Oh, that helps out a lot.
Then I have that I made myself. Give to
You should have it written down in your notes. According to this, just a general one is a 1d8. I don't know if I gave you a better stat than that, but since you didn't write it down, I'm giving you the generic stat for now.
I'll give him that heirloom set.
You got that, Tercel?
I'm sorry, I was
Yeah,
in La La
1d8,
Land.
1d8 for BA
Oh, okay.
for healing.
4.
Right.
He's at least almost half HP now. So.
He's up, he's bruised, but he's gonna be okay.
Further guy.
All right. That was face. Face is. Face meeting Nick.
Now, when we end the session today, we will revisit that room. I got a little things to tell you about that room.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh no.
No, I don't even want to hear it.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I saw slots and I was starting to think about how to approach them, and then before I even got there, the door just like shot off, and a face got hit, and he knocked I don't want to talk about it. It was crazy.
Put the door up from the other side.
With what? You're a druid.
In oil?
What? Why did you
so
have
sick
dragon?
and tired of doors? I was like, this is perfect. I'm gonna get rid of the door.
You got rid of all the doors. Next
Got
time
rid of a lot.
next time you shoot dragon oil, can you like do a countdown? Some kind of warning system, like jingle a
I think I might
bell.
have gone that far.
Fire in the
dragon
hole.
oil.
Yeah, Tercel would know how explosive dragon oil is due to it being used as a battle oil.
Never be able to make.
I mean, shit happens. I guess we're even for the chain thing. Oh, and I'm assuming the light is
Oh yeah, it's
now
already
even
gone.
with it.
It's gone past you guys, and
Right.
it's gone back up.
Can Tercel do a rough estimate to guess of how long it took to come around, and maybe some?
It's been about
distance?
45 minutes since you cast the spell.
Okay. And how fast does it look like it's going? Roughly, I'm not looking for.
It's going maybe a foot every minute or so.
Okay.
It's at a good pace, but it's not like fast.
Well, I saw my light go by. It took a little under an hour in between, catastrophic explosions and whatnot, but it's not incredibly far down there. It's not bottomless, I guess is the good news. And this chain system seems to work, so if we do find something worth hauling back up.
Just rude.
Right.
All right, so you're all gathered on this landing. Again, there's another set of stairs going down with the track in the middle.
Place is still burning.
There's fires on the wall. That one room is definitely very burning and hot. It's definitely lit up, so you guys can actually see from the fire. If you look down either side of this here, you can see that it goes down probably about another 100 feet, and then there's a nice stone carved floor at the very bottom. And yeah, if you look hard enough, because you're all the way over here, you can kind of see the splattered remains of your party member.
Oh, Base ain't coming back.
No.
Yeah, there is food tank.
All right. So any more barrels? We're going to.
We're afraid
Okay, and
of shooting.
I won't touch any more chains. We'll just swear off of touching for a little bit until we either find busty barmaids or work our way up to Nirvana or whatever. So, God, do we want to keep going or maybe this is just the end of us adventuring? Maybe let's take these two jokers and we'll find a way off this island and I don't know, start a fruit stand. That's pretty innocuous. Less explosions that way.
All right. I'm hoping it's safe enough.
With the healing power of sarcasm, Tercel will stand up and brush himself off, help B up, and smack him on the ass. Be like, "Yeah, let's keep going. We got a job to do."
But
I don't guess we have Pass Without a Trace anymore. Some tells me that's not working anymore.
big explosions. Yeah, no.
Oh,
Notice.
we're being deceptive like a sledgehammer.
All right, so you guys make your way.
Just tumble.
You want me to talk? So you guys make your way down the stairs. Like I said, it's about 100 feet down. The whole time, That's not working. There we go. All right. So the whole time you guys are going down, need a place for this where the cats will get it. All right. So you guys, as you're going down, clunk, clunk, clunk. The fires are still burning above you. As you guys go down, the air is still very just stale. There is dust, though, raining down from all of the explosions that happened up there. And you do see that there are structural cracks on the walls leading down now. You also do notice that the track system, it seems to be slowing now. As where it was going at a certain speed, now it seems to be going a little slower. So you reach the bottom finally. And before you is this extremely long paved stoned area. Off to each side, you see there are various little workstations. There are smelting areas, forges. You see that there are tunnels snaking off in every direction with carts. All abandoned, all covered in dust. Other than the noises from the conveyor system and the few explosions above you occasionally, it is dead quiet down here.
So office.
Not from you guys are at the bottom of the stairs, so you guys have tromped down the stairs here. You guys have tromped down the stairs. You're at the landing of the stairs, so you guys can only see about as far as the clutter shit is. So you really can't see what's off too far in the distance, as the walls are about 40 feet, 50 feet away from you.
They were looking. Foreman area.
Oh. All right, well, then roll an investigation.
Course.
So yeah, as you get to the bottom of the stairs, you're kind of looking around. You can only see so far. You do see there's some torch stones on the wall, and none of them are lit, so you really can't see too far. But you do see off to the right side, there is an area that looks like it might have been a foreman's area. There are several makeshift desks and hanging lanterns around it, all of them extinguished. But you can't see much more than that in the darkness.
I will tell the others that that's where I'm headed.
Okay.
See if I can find anything out.
All right.
I might find.
Head off that way. Dog will come in with you. Okay. These two idiots.
We'll just.
Okay. All right, Tercel, what are you doing?
So I'm gonna go with Sarah, but I'm gonna kind of step into the middle just to kind of get a little bit further view, but then I'll follow her into the
All right.
kind of like whatever.
Roll an investigation as you're walking a little towards the middle there.
+4 for 16.
All right, so as you're walking towards the middle, you get to an area where the conveyor belt starts coming back up. And as you reach that, the light comes over the top. Next to it is a very large stone lever. Got like a squeezy handle, and you would pull it.
Now, Sarah, I promised I wasn't going to touch anything, but this is a big stone lever.
Stop it.
Okay, I'd like to try to stop it.
All right, strength roll.
14.
You get it to move a little bit. It is definitely requires a lot of strength to move it, but you do notice as it is you are moving it, the chain is slowing even more.
Leonard goes over to try to help him.
All right. So then Tercel reroll strength at advantage, just Tercel. So I'm gonna just have him do an advantage.
Um, 12.
Well, yeah, you finally with help, you guys get it to move, and you hear this grrr, and the chain stops.
And my head finally goes,
Like, all right, well, it's one obvious problem solved, I guess. And he'll join Sarah in investigating the foreman's area.
All right.
14. No,
Are you lighting any of this torch scones and stuff as you're going that direction?
I have my torch.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, so using torchlight, yeah, you see that there are desks with various papers on them. And you try to leaf through them. They're all in what you guys assume is dwarven. You can't read it. There are little scales on some tables with different rocks on them and little weight counterweight systems. There are little containers with fluids in them, and definitely looks like a mining foreman's area where they would, document everything. Unfortunately, you can't read Dwarven, so you have a decisive
Right.
idea what it means.
so from what they look like, do we have like, looks like it's a collection sheet?
Yeah, you can tell that
Like
there's
how-
definitely a spreadsheet. There's a spreadsheet type papers there that are showing, daily productions and things like that, but you can't understand what. No, but you can kind of make out that that's what a general spreadsheet looks like. So
Any of those memo type things that we found
Right.
upstairs.
no.
I'm thinking we're looking for, like, everything's neatly written in dwarven, like,
all of a
mechanic
sudden-
script, and then one's like, fucking get the shit out of here.
Yeah.
Nope. All of these
Okay.
are very well formal looking paperwork.
Fucking
All
rules.
business.
I'll take one
Okay.
so that hopefully I can go back to where we were, find somebody who were in, tell us what they were collecting.
Okay. So as you roll up this paper, you realize that dwarven paperwork is very extensive, and this one spreadsheet is about 2 feet long. I'm just letting you know. They're very extensive in their.
They'll get lots of information out of this. As I'm growing it up. I'm not seeing any like formal documents where
You can't tell what's formal and not formal because it's all very precise written. All of it does have the seal on it in various spots that you guys have seen for what you're assuming is a mining operation, but you can't tell if that is orders for a sandwich or orders for digging because you cannot read Dwarven. And Dwarven is so formally written. It is like the German of language. It is straightforward, nicely written, but it all looks the same. You cannot tell the difference unless you read it.
our GM gives some money. Anyways,
DM wants to make you guys work for it.
but I can't speak Dwarven.
Ah,
Take a few of the not inventory sheets. A couple of those to
all right.
roll them up with.
Yeah, you gather various different papers. Hopefully,
Any maps?
not in this area. You don't see any maps.
Notes or so. Wish one of us knew.
It'd be nice. So looking at the floor, I'm assuming there's going to be like cart tracks and stuff.
There are definitely
Given,
deep grooves where carts have been pushed through. But again, they are covered with dust. But these are covered with a lot more dust and dirt because this was a general work area. And like I said, there are definitely tunnels off of every wall where mining was going on. So this area was dirty.
and they
Like
were
even
working all
even
the
when it was
tunnels
clean, it was
simultaneously.
dirty.
Mm.
Yes. Well, maybe not simultaneously. You couldn't tell that unless you started exploring them, but you could tell that they would go down one tunnel or go down another. There's different mining operations down each tunnel, basically.
Am I seeing any of the black oozy stuff on any of these two?
You are not.
Up in the end of the room, so now we still need food.
All right.
Thing.
So just roll general investigation for the rest of the area. Sorry, I'm trying to find something here for.
So
You do find there are not cafeterias, but let's say eating areas where next to the forge they had kind of rigged up a way of cooking meat without it burning. So basically like slow cooking. Um, None of the meat you find there would be edible anymore. It's been so long sitting in this dust and dirt that it's basically dirt covered jerky. And I'm talking like thick layer of it. There are some sealed containers that may contain like berries, fruits, and vegetables, but they could also contain mining oils and stuff. You would have to open each one and pray.
I can't use this spell to purify food
You could try.
for the meats. I'll try that on the meat.
I'm trying to look up a spell here to see if either of you would be able to use it.
Continuous. Food and drink within purified and rendered free of poison and
Crystal, what is your spell level at this point?
My what?
Your highest level spells.
Oh, 5.
Okay. So Tercel should have create food or water at level 3 if he had prepared it.
I did not, but I
But
could.
no, I'm trying to because comprehend languages is a first level divination spell, but I'm trying to see who has that as an actual spell, and it doesn't look like you guys do at all. Warlocks do.
to say a warlock or a wizard.
Wizards do not.
No.
No, wizards do. Yeah, wizards do.
I would think that would be something warlock or wizard.
Sorcerers do. I just figured maybe paladins would have it. Clerics might have it. Because you would think that was something that they would allow them to learn. Bards have it. Yeah, bards have it. But I would think that a cleric or a druid, that would be a first level spell for you guys too. That's why I was looking at it. I was like, I thought that was just a common first level spell. Especially for things like clerics and druids and things like that. You would definitely think rangers definitely should have that because, yeah, so.
You get clerics get tongues, but that's not a written word thing, right?
No, it's not comprehend language. Comprehend allows you to read written language. So
Mhm.
I was going to be nice and be like, when you guys take a rest, maybe take for your spells for the day, look into comprehend language. But you guys don't have that because, fuck people who should actually have it. Way to go, Wizards of the Coast.
So anyway, so I cast by drinking water.
All right. Roll me a d20.
7. 7.
Sure, it works.
We have some jerky.
Yeah.
The jars.
Um,
I assume is food.
well, again, you'd have to inspect the jars because you don't know what.
I don't know what it is. Obviously, I'm not going to eat it.
No, I'm saying you are going to have to open the jar and inspect it.
I'm just taking
Okay. Oh, you're just taking them. Okay.
a bag.
Again, define what bag they're going in. There's about 10. And they're about the jar we have candy in on the counter. Okay.
Assuming they're food because they're with me. If they're not, no, when I open them.
Or if they explode when you get smacked around by a big monster and you lose your leg. This is so weird. I'm looking at this. All right. So on my camera, the picture is on my right side, which it is in the real world. But in your camera view, it is on my. Yeah. Well, I don't understand why it's normal on my camera, but on.
Oh yeah. So in Discord, it's showing it all correct in everybody's, but in Twitch for some reason, it's reversing.
Yeah, as I was saying, it's like certain programs have it reversed as where other ones don't.
So when you're sharing Discord, I'm guessing that zombies Discord pop up.
Mine is, yes. That's the one that's run off of to Twitch.
Yeah. So when I was making my dice camera setup, it would auto flip that one, and all the numbers were backwards. I had to download a Logitech app to make it not do that.
I thought it was weird because I'm like,
Yeah,
things are backwards on one camera, but not on another angle. I'm like, what?
right.
All right, so Tersa, what are you doing down in this cavernous room?
Man, I don't know. So no real clues coming from the floor as to like if they came out of one tunnel or another.
No, it was
They all
clearly
worked pretty evenly.
there was work going on. But without being there to know which shift was doing which tunnel, or if they were doing all tunnels 24 hours a day. And like I said, the forges are all cooled down, so you can't even really tell what was smelted in which one. Like if, hey, this is the gold area, this was the iron area. There are chests and stuff around that, maybe if you guys looked into, you would get a little idea of what maybe was close to that area. But again, with the way some of the things have been scattered around by things being knocked over, you can't tell if they're in the right area.
And I'm assuming this area is in the same state of disarray with just toppled things and people getting the fuck out of Dodge.
Yes. Yes, clearly anything is pretty much been, people were rushing. All right, so as you come over towards that area, on the ground, there is the mangled, crushed body and a pool of blood. As you kind of gingerly step around it, there is a stall tucked back in the corner there. I want you to roll an investigation. Nat 20, very good. So there are torn and scattered papers here. This is unlike most dwarves. This area is chaotic. And not because of anything that was happening, but like the organization of it. The dwarven scales, all their weights were on a shelf in order. This year, there's a weight here, there's a weight there. It's just chaotic. You see on the table little geared mechanism that's like half tore apart. You see little piles of black powder sitting right next to sulfur. You see a snuffed out candle laying in black powder. On the back shelf behind it, you see various tools and implements, not of dwarven construction, but they're just all put away wherever, you know. This was going here today. So that's where whoever's this area was just, they were chaos, but it was organized to them.
So, does this all look familiar to you? I call over.
And I'll approach and check it out. I'll be like, this definitely isn't DMG material. That those boys put their tools away with precision.
Tercel, roll a knowledge.
22.
22. So yeah, as you're looking around at this chaos, you do get a spark of remembrance from several battlefields you've been on. Mechanisms that look a lot like some of this. And they are not dwarven. They are gnomish.
Oh god.
And you can tell right away that this was a gnomish work corner. Knowing that the dwarves and gnomes can get together, but don't always get together. The fact that this had their own little private work area off into a back corner shows that they were definitely helping them make new mining equipment or new ways of exploring these caves. So whatever was going on here was definitely important enough that the two races were working together.
Tercel will kind of share that information. Be like, this looks like gnomish junk. Like, man, like I was pretty nervous about being here, but seeing this now, I'm really fucking scared. Like, gnomes, they fuck everything up. So we got to be really careful now. And we should have been more careful before.
I know what you're talking about.
That being
Yes.
said, some of
Sorry,
the
Josh.
greatest battles I've ever been a part of had gnomish weapons in them, and I mean they get some shit done, but it's not the cleanest delivery. I mean, you know, collateral damage. Shit happens. I'll say a prayer.
I would say Tercel, as he probably walked over there, stopped and gave rights to his body.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
he did.
yeah. Redcon. I would have done that before going to.
Yeah, I assume that, but I'm just letting the audience know that that did happen because I know Tercel would have done it as he walked by. You know.
So I'm looking for the documents and whatnot.
All right, roll investigation as you're searching through the
Wait,
documents.
you are a gnome, aren't you? No, you're a halfling. Never mind. I was like, oh, you can read gnomish. And yeah, no, never mind. Fuck.
And I'm like, fucking
Yeah, as you're standing next to the body of the guy you accidentally killed.
Real
investigation.
close.
What?
Investigation.
Yes, 16. Again, the paperwork you see around you is just haphazardly thrown, scattered, and not because of chaos of what was going on. It's just the way this gnomish person worked is their organization is in their head and it works for them. Anyone else, this is just a mess. So as you're rifling through it and you're getting a headache from rifling through how this was sort of, you do see that things are written in Dwarven, or what you assume is Dwarven, what you assume is Gnomish, but there are papers written in Common. But they are not separated. You see what looks like measurement charts in all languages crammed in with an order for food on top of an order for new materials. Everything's just, it's there. This person could find it in a heartbeat if they needed it. Anyone else is going to spend a lifetime trying to sort this. You do find two things. One, in common, you do find a somewhat detailed map of the 6 tunnels that are around you.
Oh, I found a map.
Yeah, I guess it's not in dwarven hieroglyphics or whatever.
So the map shows that there are 3 tunnels that go off to each side. It doesn't, you know that there is a center tunnel ahead of you, but that is not on this map. Written on it are numbers along with an abbreviation for an element. So, and you know enough that it's iron, gold, silver, copper, and then there's a word you can't read, and there's a percentage of what they found in each one.
Iron, gold, silver.
Copper, what copper, and then one that you can't figure out.
6.
Just picking that out.
No, there's six tunnels.
6 tunnels.
Yeah.
No, each tunnel. Okay, so there's tunnel A, you have this list of elements. Tunnel B, list of elements. It's written on the entrances of each of the tunnels on the map. So they would be like, okay, yeah, this map has a higher iron vein, as where this one had a higher copper vein. It's a percentile map. But again, there's the tunnel right in the dead center is not on that map at all. The second object you find is written in common. And upon looking at it, you actually get a little happy because you can tell that it is a spell. But it will take you a full 8 hours of concentration to understand and use this one time. It is a comprehend language spell. I was going to give you guys one eventually anyways, but I was hoping that you guys were allowed to use it. But it is an 8-hour study in order to have comprehend language for one use. And when you use it, you will have it for 1 hour. So what are you doing?
I guess maybe trying to see if I can discern what the gnomes are working on. You said just helping with tools and whatnot, but like
From what you can tell, most of the devices around here are devices that would make mining easier or make detection of ore breakdowns easier, like a purity tester. You do see a device that looks like it refines a torchlight or a candle light into a fine beam that can be put onto glass, but you don't understand what it does. You just see that it looks like it's some kind of mechanism. All of it looks to be mining related.
all right. Well, at least it's not in Dwarvish. What did you get, Sarah?
I got a comprehend language spell scroll. One time use. I have to 8 hours. I'm already exhausted.
I mean,
Oh, you guys have not slept. You guys are getting very close to start having exhaustion levels.
Want to look around. Worried about the integrity of the room. Had the explosion above us.
At the moment, it doesn't seem like it's caving in. It's definitely been damaged, but it seems secure enough. It is dwarven. No, you don't see any.
Because it was slightly like he melting.
Oh, the gold that was up there that got melted would have hardened before you guys got down because it was 100 feet down from that area. So the wall up closer to the fire probably looks like it's now gold plated as the gold drip down and kind of start to reharden and stick to the wall. But no, it's not going to be continually dripping down on you guys. It would definitely cool. You might actually find like homemade gold coins at this point as a drop maybe fell the 100 feet, hit the ground and flattened itself out and cooled. But that would be about the extent of what's making it down. And like I said, structurally, yeah, you can see there's damage to that area above you, but it doesn't look like it's going to cave in. Being dwarven made, it is made.
I mean, do you want to try to make it a defensible position and rest for a few hours, or
I'm a little nervous. 7 tunnel openings.
I don't know what our options are. Go back. I don't even know what that staircase is going to look like right now. Was the foreman's area a room or just the side of the tunnel?
So where the walls are of the thing, that's what makes one section. So it's almost a crescent section. Then you got the stairs that come down, and then there's just an open area, and that's where all the tables and stuff are. So most of it is sealed off between either the stairs coming down or the crescentness of the natural wall. So it'd be kind of like think like a C type section, and it's open in one area. But it would be easy to maybe move some desks and kind of make a small wall with the desk and have that as a rest area.
I mean, we could try that. We could make sure we're safe from holes and entry points behind us. Barricade in front. I could maybe put up. I could throw another one of those guarding the face down. It lasts 8 hours. Doesn't require concentration. I could put him at some kind of a choke point.
On this map, to just show the tunnels,
Yes.
or it doesn't tell you.
No, it doesn't go into depth how far in the tunnels have gone or anything. It is a general entryway, letting you know that hey, if you're looking for iron, this would probably be the tunnel you'd want to go through.
No idea on how it's going back the way it came. So don't have no shit.
How big are these tunnels? Like just kind of human size, or are they extravagantly tall and
I'd say they're
wide?
about 8.5 feet tall by about 7 feet wide. They do, as you look down one, you can see that every 5 feet there are stone carved supports keep the tunnels from caving in. The dwarves, again, very serious in their mining, are
That might
very.
be a more easily defensible position, because then you've only got the two entrances, and you know exactly where stuff's coming from, and maybe even have an auditory warning of some kind. We could put debris in the way, or
We can run a rope across it with some old empty cans and
right. Mhm.
That'll be
just picturing, that kind of setup.
goodies for life.
No, I'm thinking more Walking Dead. That's how they secured their campsites.
Pink, 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 pink.
Big movie. Movies.
We just need a gnome with Asian descent to be our. What was that kid's name?
Right.
Ada,
Ada. Mhm.
pictures of power.
Booby
Uh,
trap.
All right, so you guys are gonna which option are you going with? Are you guys gonna kind of seal off the foreman area, or are you guys gonna go try to?
7 up. It could be. It's like
Yeah.
7. You can hold up. an entrance.
Good. Where do you feel most secure that you think you can get 8 hours of uninterrupted rest? Dursal's been through fucking hell, and
Yeah,
he can find a way through sleep in any situation. So
we're gonna have to.
yeah, we'll definitely do watches. So like
Yeah,
we won't be. Yeah.
You guys just need to pick tunnel or foreman area.
We're not going to do a
There.
fire, right? So let's just do a tunnel. We'll do a watch on either end, and then we got 7, so that's 2, 5. So we'll just have 5 people. I guess it'd be 2 rows of 2 to 3 people in the tunnel, laying down, maybe spooning. I don't know, whatever makes everybody comfortable.
It's out of dagger. Nobody's.
All right, so he's laying by himself. First one to
She.
get nabbed.
All right, so you guys go. You go into the first tunnel. On the map, this tunnel is marked as a high iron tunnel. Meaning that there was a lot of iron. You guys are able to position yourselves out far enough. There are scones on the wall that you're able to light, so that you can keep your whole area lit while you lay down to take an 8-hour rest. You will rotate shifts, all of that. Goes without anything. Nothing happens. You guys sleep, you guys heal, full hit points, and that's what we will call it for the day.
I'm just.
No, that wore off, didn't it?
What's that?
You cast the one where you guys had higher hit points temporarily.
Oh yeah, that's only
That-
for long rest. So.
Yeah, that should be gone by now. But yes, that is where we will call it. You guys are all waking up refreshed, full hit points, full spell slots, all of that stuff, and nothing occurred during your sleep. So when we pick up next weekend, which double checking what is next weekend.
I think it's Sunday.
Yeah, your dad's thing is on Saturday. But the Sunday after that, Tercel, or as in this case, since I'm talking to you, is the 15th.
Huh?
That is Father's Day. Do you have plans?
No.
Okay. I didn't know if you or Dee had family plans we need to take into account for that Sunday.
No, all my fathers are gone, and Dieter's father's in Texas. So unless we're doing some kind of last minute road trip I haven't heard about yet.
Well, I know you generally don't know when the
oh.
plans are made, so
I will be camping that weekend.
the 15th?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So depending on
we can,
sorry, go ahead.
we can just go ahead and say we can just say that it's the 15th with you guys camping and with Father's Day and all that. We just go ahead and take that weekend off.
Okay.
That way no one has to stress or like, hey, we're back from our camping trip at like 10 in the morning. I'm literally pulling in, getting on this. No, we can just relax.
Right. Yeah.
Because I mean, I don't have any plans. But I'll just call my dad and be like, what's up? So.
Yeah.
Next weekend, yes. The weekend after.
So yeah, we'll be here the 8th, but we will be off the week of the 15th. And then I don't think anything big coming up until yeah, that's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So yeah, probably not till Planet FunCon. Won't be anything big for us.
Yeah, all my Sundays are free.
The zombies
Till
are
till
coming.
Steampunk weekend.
Hey, who just checked in on Twitch? Hi, Dee. came in at the end.
Her
So
ears are burning.
we were just checking on plans, Steve. So yeah, if you guys had inspected that room, your door was barricaded on your side, but Tersel's the slots, he would have been able to break the barricade by shooting an arrow through those slats. No, but he could have been like, hey, come over here, and you could have shot an arrow through and broke the barricade, allowing you guys to get into a room that did have a lot of gold, a lot of potions, and the body of no. I'm not going to tell you whether or not that gold was real gold or not, though. She's just salty that she destroyed a room full of riches and killed 2 people.
Just full of lies.
I
Don't
had
believe
hopes
anything
that maybe
he said.
Face would get like somehow saved from a fun death, and then the next passage down, I'm like, oh, never mind, Face is gone.
Yeah. As soon as she went to go shoot that barrel, I'm like, man, I've got to figure out how to do this.
Rules on clerical spells on long rest, I can swap out what I want, right?
Yes. A long
Okay.
rest, you guys can swap out your prepared spells for the day.
Yeah, I may go through that before our next session and get some more.
That's cool.
Are you
I've got
talking
a
about?
shit ton of healing spells right now. I'm like, maybe I should retool a little bit.
Are you
So,
talking about?
all right,
Next weekend or the?
we can totally hang out and talk with S and D after this. I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to go see who we're rating out to. It'll probably be Axiomat as he is continuing his stream to the Switch 2 release. But I'll go see if he's on yet, because last I checked, he was sleeping. So we will be back Tuesday with Assassin's Creed on my channel. We'll be letting you know when Shebe's channel goes live. We'll let you know when Az decides to get back in and go live. Like I said, even if it's just us hanging out playing Baldur's Gate or 7 Days or some bullshit, we could always just have fun together. So, and make sure you check out the Rocketeer Society on Tuesday as they are doing their Deadlands Classic. I'm going to go see who we can raid.
Boo, 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 boo.
Yes, we're going to be raiding out to Axiomat. So I will go hit that button, and we thank you all for hanging out with us this weekend. We'll see you all next weekend. Be safe. Remember, you can stop by and see the streams for Assassin's Creed during the week. Help out with Extra Life. Help out with the Trevor Project, and just be good people. Just generally be good people. So.
The most important.